tassa namo arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so welcome all of you to the Friday evening Dhamma group. So let's meditate first. Let's relax and then purify our mind and into some kind of a stillness, and with that peaceful mind then we can have a discussion. Okay, so let's sit back, relax, put your arms on your lap, close your eyes, keep your back straight. Bring your attention to the breath. Okay, breathe in slowly, deeply. Breathe out slowly, deeply. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on your breath. So don't be lazy. Just breathe in slowly but deeply. So expand the lungs. You should be able to feel that expansion. Then you breathe out slowly. Squeeze your stomach muscles and expel all the air. Breathe in again. So let's do the Wim Hof method first. And then we can start to purify our mind and do the Yoniso Manasikara. So first, let's relax. So this is an exercise to relax deeply. Can we have the Wim Hof method that we've been playing lately, Puta? Siddha venawa. Just continue to take deep breath in, slowly breathe out. Just relax. Be in the present moment and relax. If you're nodding, if your body is moving or your awareness is blunt, then you're moving towards the Tina Midda, the hypnotic state, the sleepy state. So wake up, freshen up your face, your mind, and stay in the present moment. You're going to relax and purify your mind. So just when you pay attention to within, you can pay attention to the body, the feelings, to the mood, to the thoughts. In the body, if you see tension, then you release and relax. If your awareness picks up these feelings, pleasant feeling, unpleasant, neutral, recognize what type of feeling is that you're experiencing. Then you can reflect on how did this feeling come to be, what is the nature of it, anicca, dukkha, anatta. How did you get that answer? Rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, viññāna. Hetum padicca sambhutam hetu bhanga niricca. So then when there is pleasant feelings, you will not get attached to them. When there is unpleasant, you will not hate them or go into conflict with them. You will not develop aversion. So you're going to have a much peaceful mind then without these reactions. And when there's neutral feelings, you can go deep into the paticca samuppada. So you will get the answer. This experience, whatever you are experiencing, is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then neto mama, neto hamasmi, neta atta. This experience, the experience is coming up from the body, whatever that you see or hear, smell, taste, touch. Any of those things can't be mine, can't be me, can't be called myself. Oh, there is nothing that is long lasting, or there is nothing that is not changing. Everything, they come and go. As long as when there is this supporting causes and conditions for them to be, it comes to be. When that is not, this is not. You get the answer, the anatta. Neta mama neto hamasmi neto attati. You can do the yoniso manasikara. If your attention focuses on the mood, check how is the mood. Just get to know. And know samudaya, how did it come to be? How did it get there? And what will happen to it? Have a look. If your attention goes to the thoughts, then you do the same thing. Samudaya atangame. Samudaya vaya. How did these experiences come to be, these thoughts come to be? What happens afterwards? So now you can do the yoniso manasikara. Hope you're so relaxed where your mind is now sharp. You'll be able to do this. If you can't, never mind. Then at least don't entertain the unwholesome thoughts. Recognize the thoughts for what it is. Are they pleasant or wholesome or unwholesome? Recognize them. If it's unwholesome, it is for you to get rid of. If it's something is wholesome, you are to develop it. So normally these wholesome thoughts don't come by itself. So when you see the unwholesome thoughts, you can release, relax, and have a smile. Be happy that you caught this unwholesome thought, and happy. Have a smile, and then go back to the practice. 4 hours. Release, relax, restore, and re-smile, and restore back to the practice. If there's too many thoughts, you can start developing. If yoniso manasikara is also too hard, then you can purify your mind by getting rid of these unwholesome thoughts and by developing a good thought. One easy one to develop is sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. From the bottom of your heart, creating this genuine interest in welfare and well-being of all beings. You can develop that from near to far. All beings. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. So when you continue doing that, if something comes up, an unwholesome thought, you let go of it, release, relax, restore, re-smile, and restore back to the practice. The new How to log out and log into the continue practice. The whole point of what we are doing by staying in this present moment is to relax, release all the tension in the body, keep the body comfortable, and then by staying in the present moment, you are going to keep an eye on the mind, on the mood, on the feelings, on the body. And then you're going to keep the mind pure. Don't allow the unwholesome thoughts to defile it. You just allow these thoughts to come and go, then they will end up making all these emotions, all the 5 hindrances. It will blunt your sharpness, your awareness, your peace, everything is gone. So you have to protect your mind from the emotions, from the 5 hindrances. Then you have to take care of these thoughts. So this is what you're doing. You're resting, you're taking time to just guard your senses. And if there is any thoughts, negative thoughts that come into the mind, you're going to get rid of them. And if you already have a peaceful mind and you can do this successfully, and your awareness can go deep, then you can do the yoniso manasikara. That's what you have to learn to do. That is what you call the vidarshana. It's paying attention within and seeing how things come to be, how things arise, going to the root cause. Hetum paticca sambhutang hetu bhanga nirucchati. So you will see the connection, how the rupa, vedana, sanya, sankara, vijnana is at work. And because it's not in your control, all these experiences, internal ones and the external, you cannot call them as myself. If you can't call something myself or me or mine, how can you call it I, me? There is no static thing like that. It's just an activity in a dynamic environment, just an activity. So try to see the activity for the activity. So then when there is pleasant feelings, you won't like it. There won't be any greed developing from that. When there is unpleasant, there won't be any aversion. There won't be any fights with that. There won't be any fear, any anger. So you're going to be free from all kinds of these emotions. Your mind will be free. And when there is neutral feeling, there won't be any reaction, but we need to see for what it is. How did that experience come to be? Otherwise, we are going to think that exists. I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, it's there. So you need to penetrate that, avijja. So you need to look at it from the Chaturarya Satya angle, from the Four Noble Truths. What is it? You have to reflect on the anicca, dukkha, anatta. That is the real characteristic of this experience. Then you will get an answer. If that is the case, then this cannot be called I or me or myself, no a soul. You will start to see the reality. You know, then this body is not me, I or myself. What you saw from out there, also not that. So you start to see the world in a different way. So our thick sense of ego will slowly get shaven off. So it will lessen up the sense of I, mine. It will give you a lot of freedom from a lot of emotions. The more you practice this, more you getting closer to the reality, more peace you will have. Whole point is that to face the world with a peaceful mind. So we can't go to war and find peace, but you need to go deep within and find it this way. So you become peaceful, then you teach someone else to be peaceful. And when you live by example and you inspire someone and they learn it, they do it. So this is how you build a peaceful nation, not by going to war. This practice begins from within and will have a ripple effect. So we can have peace prevailing on earth. But first you must find it from within. Why you don't have that? Because there's too much unwholesome thoughts, too much selfish thoughts, too much self-centeredness, too many sensual thoughts, wanting this, that, and the other, too many hatred thoughts, too many cruel thoughts. This is why now you need to pay attention within so you can eliminate them. And at the same time, like last week we spoke about, you need to guard your senses. So when you open your eyes, when your ears, nose, tongue, the body, when they're open to the environment for stimulation, you're not going to bring up any more new likenesses and dislikenesses. You're not going to open yourself for new emotions. So when you're doing this, staying in the present moment, you're putting the effort, fourfold effort. Samvara prahana anurak bhavana anurakana. Guarding your senses, eliminating these unwholesome thoughts and developing this good wholesome thoughts, either a pure thought that will activate the parasympathetic and relax you and bring you peace and help you to get into the selfless feeling, or you do the yoniso manasikara. That will take you straight into the non-self to figure out what's happening. So after you develop that, you need to continue doing that until you come to the 100% realization from within. This is what's happening. Until you come to the realization that there is no such thing as an I. Yes, there is a body, but body is a body, not I. Samvara prahana bhavana anurakana. So this way you can develop the Sapta Bojjhanga. That is what's going to help you to get enlightened. Get rid of the darkness and light up the inside. So you see there is no such thing as a static I or a static being in here. Only until the avidya exists, there is this sense of I, me, myself. When the avidya disappears, that concept also disappears. So this is the whole point of we taking the time to reflect. Go deep within. Okay, bring your awareness back to the body. Just check how is your body. How is your body? If it's tensed, relax. Bring your awareness to the breath. Let's take slow but deep breath. Hold on to your breath. Let's breathe out. Slowly breathe out. Pause your breath. Take another slow but deep breath. Hold on to your breath. Now check your mood. How do you feel right now? Okay, let's breathe out. Pause your breath. Take another deep breath. Last time. Fill your lungs to the max and then hold on to your breath. Again, check your mood and compare it to before. How were you feeling before you sat for this meditation 1 hour ago? How were you feeling? And how are you feeling now? Check the difference after relaxing and purifying your mind and helping the mind to realize the truth. How are you feeling now? Can you feel the difference in your energy, the state of the mood? Peaceful, more peaceful now? Just recognize it. Karma phala vipaka, the results of the activity that you did just before, just recognize it. Okay, then release the breath. Let the breath settle into its natural rhythm. Okay. You can slowly open your eyes. So what we spoke about last time, Viriya is not something just to talk in the theory, but it is something for you to practice. And you can see for to practice that you need to have quite a stable mind. Otherwise you can't do that. You need to have a certain amount of peace, space in your mind. Then you can do these things. This is why rest is important. Okay. So for the Kanti Paramittava this week, we can go to the Kakachupama Sutra. Can you find the Kakachupama Sutra, Putta? I think it's... Just search and see whether it's in Majjhima Nikaya or the Anguttara Nikaya, either one of them. So until he does that search, is there anything you would like to ask? So this patience is something that we can cultivate, when we become more and more selfless, when our thick sense of ego diminishes, we start to develop the selflessness. With selflessness, the metta comes, the unconditional loving kindness comes. With that, the patience comes. Why people don't have patience is because of the ego. They can't be patient to get what they like. They can't be patient to get rid of what they don't like. It's because of this self-centeredness, self-centered thoughts, selfishness. That's why they can't be patient. Patience comes from when you purify your mind and when you become more and more wise and see the realities, anicca dukkha anatta, it will start to develop from within. But until that, you need to train yourselves to do it. When you see you're reacting, when you're reacting like highly flammable, that, in some of the Bowsers, highly flammable. No one can go near it. Bam, disaster. No one can say anything. No one can have a look. Why did you look at me like that? Why did you say that? It's all disastrous. You can't have a look. You can't say anything. You just can't, do anything. You can't even move around some people. You have to be very, very cautious and stand still and, like in the platoon. The slightest thing can annoy them and upset them and they will react. So this reactivity comes from this ego, selfishness, self-centeredness. So more and more selfish, more and more self-centered, they become emotional and then the emotions will go wild. Then we call stress, then we call depression, then we call mental illness. That's how it will go down. It all starts from being away from the reality, being so selfish. All evil starts from there. So if someone wants to be patient, they need to know the root cause. How did this come to be? So if you all don't have patience, no, there is a big problem there. So when you see you're not being patient, you can train yourselves. We need to have the kanti, when things the way we like, when those things happens, we should not just go for it by desiring it. when we don't like, and the things that we don't like happens, normally people react with anger and hatred and jealousy and fear and anxiety and worries and grudges and all that type of reactions. So you need to stable that too. When unfavorable things happens, you just need to be able to be peaceful facing that and make rational, logical decisions, but not reacting emotionally. That's the thing. No patience means highly reactive. Highly reactive means highly developing these emotions, just reacting and living emotion. So practicing kanti means your kanti chaso chasata. This is a quality that someone in this path have to practice. They need to find their brake pedals. When they see they are getting emotional, they have to stop it then and there. They have to stop reacting. They need to stabilize the mind. They need to be equanimous, composed, and then see the problem and then respond to the problem, not react. Peace must be the banner. Peace. Then from that you act. From that place you act. From the stillness you act. You face all the problems with the stillness. You do everything you have to do rationally, logically, but not moving, but being still. That is the art. So it's a training. Did you find the Kakachupama Sutra, Putta?
Yes, ma'am, in advance. I got the Sinhala, English, and the Pali.
Ah. Majjhima Nikayada මේ අංගුත්තර නිකායේ.
Madhyama Nikaya.
ඒ තේරුම් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මොන තරම් ප්‍රශ්න ආවත් කොහොමද ඉවසන්න ඕනේ කියලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කොහොමද ඒක කියන්නේ කියලා ඉවසන්න කියන්නේ. At no other time that Buddha says to lose the patience.
Another man in advance, sir.
සිංහලකින් කරනවද ඉංග්‍රීසියකින් කරනවද කොහොමද?
Kalantak man in advance. Recommend it. දෙකම පැත්තෙන් දාන්න මේ
සිංහල ඉංග්‍රීසි එකයි පැත්තෙන් පැත්තට ගමු බලන්න. චුට්ටක් මට මේකද හරියටම සූත්‍ර කියලා බලාගන්න චුට්ටක් පල්ලෙහාට යන්න පුතා මේ අර තව ඔහොම ඉන්න තව ටිකක් පල්ලෙහාට සිංහල එකේ යන්කෝ තව පල්ලෙහාට තව පල්ලෙහාට ඔහොම ඉන්න තව පල්ලෙහාට තව පල්ලෙහාට ඔහොම ඉන්න යන් පල්ලෙහාට තව පල්ලෙහාට තව පල්ලෙහාට තව ටිකක් පල්ලෙහාට තව ටිකක් තව ටිකක් ඔහොම ඉන්න ඔව් මේක ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔය ඒක බලන්නත් පුළුවන් මට ඕන කරේ අර තව එකක් තිබුණා මට ඒ සූත්‍රෙත් මතක නෑ ඕක අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන් ඕකේ තියෙනවා කොහොමද ඉවසීම ට්‍රේන් කරන්න කියලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා ඉංග්‍රීසි එක කිව්වම පුතේ පාලි එක ඕනේ නෑ ඕක ඇත්තටම මේ පාලි එක තියෙද්දි අපිට කියවන්න එහෙනම් මොකෙන්ද කියවන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියවලා සිංහලෙන් කියවනවද මේ කියවගෙන යන්නේ මොකෙද what do you all prefer I don't mind with this one
එහෙනම් ඉංග්‍රීසි ලේසි නේද මෑණින් වහන්සේ ඔක්කොලට තේරෙයි
එහෙනම් කියවන්න ගන්න පුතේ මට ටික කියවන්න අමාරුයි චූටි නිසා සිංහල එකක් තිබිච්චාවේ මොකද මට ටිකක් වචන මේ අපිට ඉංග්‍රීසි එකේ මොනවද ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේට් කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා අල්ලගන්න සමහරවිට මොකක් හරි දෙයක් තිබුණොත් සිංහල එක පැත්තෙන් තියෙන එක හොඳයි but can you read the English one with that size though can ඔය පාලි
I can read it manual මේ පාලි in sorry Hurry, may simile of the saw. मैंने मैं मगे voice quality का होंदा इधर the simile of the saw. So I have heard at one time the Buddha was staying near South India, Road, Anathapindika's monastery. Now at the time, Venerable Phaguna of the top knot was mixing too closely together with the nuns. So if any mendicant criticized those nuns in his presence, Hakuna of the top knot got angry and upset, and even instigated disciplinary proceedings. And if any mendicant criticized Phaguna of the top knot in their presence, those nuns got angry and upset, and even instigated disciplinary proceedings. That's how much Phaguna of the top knot was mixing too closely together with the nuns.
So what the
Then a mendicant
background is,
went up to the Buddha.
background is showing that this monk was very friendly with the nuns, too friendly with the nuns, and the nuns were the same. So if someone criticizes the nuns, this Paguna monk will get very upset, and then he will show that without hiding it. And if someone criticizes this monk for that behavior, the nuns will get very upset and they will react emotionally. So this is the background, and then somehow this behavior gets Buddha get to hear that these nuns and this monk is behaving this way, highly reacting and highly emotional, shouting, screaming, fighting with people, arguing with people, just to because they are so fond of each other, so they just can't bear the rough words from others. ඉවසීමක් නැහැ. Highly react කරනවා. So then Buddha investigated the thing and then admonished the monk, and Buddha pointed out that how to train him, how he should be training himself to get rid of this, highly reactivity. ඒක තමයි ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒක ඊට පස්සේ උදාහරණ දීලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ පෙන්නලා දෙනවා. Okay, you can start with that.
Then a mendicant went up to Buddha about. Sorry, don't know why I keep doing that. Then a mendicant went up to the Buddha, bowed, sat down to one side, and told him what was going on. So the Buddha addressed a certain monk. Please, monk, in my name tell the mendicant Phaguna of the top knot that the teacher summons him. Yes, sir, the monk replied. He went to Phaguna of the top knot and said to him, Reverend Phaguna, the teacher summons you. Yes, Reverend, Phaguna replied. He went to the Buddha, bowed, and sat down to one side. The Buddha said to him, Is it really true, Phaguna, that you've been mixing overly closely together with the nuns, so much so that if any mendicants criticize those nuns in your presence, you get angry and upset and even instigate disciplinary proceedings? And if any mendicant criticizes you in those nuns' presence, they get angry and upset and even instigate disciplinary proceedings. Is that how much you're mixing overly closely together with the nuns? Yes, sir. Phaguna, are you not a gentleman who has gone forth from the lay life to homelessness? Yes, sir. As such, it's not appropriate for you to mix so closely with the nuns. So if anyone criticizes those nuns in your presence, you should give up any desires or thoughts of the late life. If that happens, you should train like this. My mind will be unaffected. I will blurt out no bad words. I will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. That's how you should train. So even if someone strikes those nuns with fists, stones, rods, and swords in your presence, you should give up any desire or thoughts of the lay life. If that happens, you should train like this. My mind will be unaffected. I will blurt out no bad words. I will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. That's how you should train.
So see, teaching him how to the you know, when you have to face the world, whether the things that you like happens or whether you have to face the things that you don't like. So how to remain equanimous and then just face it but not react. So you have to learn to kind of live with the nasty words if someone says nasty things to you or to something that you really like and love, not to get upset, but how you should train to remain calm. So Buddha is teaching Paguna as how he should train himself, how he should think. So Buddha is saying, you know, you just can't live like a normal worldly person now. You have come to do a higher training to get to Nibbana. So if you want to do that, you just can't behave like that, just like a normal person, reacting to everything. You need to train not to react. So Buddha is helping him, saying always he should reflect, you know, my mind will be unaffected. I will blurt out no bad words. So, you know, when I hear these things, I will not react. I will not, you know, throw out, spit all these bad words. I will remain full of compassion with a heart of love and no secret hate. So that is the opposite of practicing selfishness and, you know, displaying all this selfish behavior. So they saying, you know, develop this selflessness, see everyone as same. So have unconditional loving kindness, have compassion to everyone. So don't develop this hatred. And they say that is how you should train. So you can apply this into your day-to-day life too. Okay, Buddha.
So if anyone criticizes you in your presence, you should give up any desires or thoughts of the lay life. If that happens, you should train like this. My mind will be unaffected. I will blurt out no bad words. I will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. That's how we should train. So Paguna, even if someone strikes you with fists, stones, rods, and swords, you should give up any desires or thoughts to lay life. If that happens, you should train like this. My mind will be unaffected. I will blurt out no bad words. I will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. That's how we should train.
So this
Then,
is how you help your mind to, you know, purify your mind, your speech, body, and thoughts. This is how you keep training. When you face the world, you have to catch yourself where you have this highly reactivity. And then you have to correct yourself. Yes, Buddha.
then the Buddha said to the mendicants, I used to be satisfied with the mendicants. Once I addressed them, I eat my food in one sitting per day. Doing so, I find that I am healthy and well, nimble, strong, and living comfortably. You too should eat your food in one sitting per day. Doing so, you'll find that you're healthy and well, nimble, strong, and living comfortably. I didn't have to keep on instructing those mendicants. I just had to prompt their mindfulness.
So now we are talking about intermittent fasting. Today, now the Westerners, they're trying to, they kept eating morning, daytime, and night. And now they're finding their health is going down the drain. So now they are saying, intermittent fasting is good. You should fast at least 16 hours. So that's what will happen if you eat one meal a day. You can do this 16 hours fasting, and that is the best thing for your body. And here the Buddha is saying that is the best thing to do. Just eat one meal a day, And that will keep you really healthy. It was our greediness. It was just being a slave to the tongue that we wanted to eat, 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 eat. So here Buddha is advising the monks. If you want to live a healthy life, you just can't just live the way you want. You have to discipline yourself, even when you're eating, when you're facing the world, your speech, your everything. You have to train, thinking of the end result, where you want to end up. You want to have a healthy body, healthy mind, then you just can't be slave to all these desires and to this hatred. You have to train. Oh, Buddha.
Suppose a chariot stood harnessed to thoroughbreds at a level crossroads, with a goad ready. Then a deft horse trainer, a master charioteer, might mount the chariot, taking the reins in his right hand and goad in the left. He'd drive out and back wherever he wishes, whenever he wishes. In the same way, I didn't have to keep on instructing those mendicants. I just had to prompt their mindfulness. So, mendicants, you too should give up what's unskillful and devote yourselves to skillful qualities. In this way, you'll achieve growth, improvement, and maturity in this teaching and training. Suppose that not far from a town or village there was a large grove of sal trees that was choked with castor oil weeds. Then along comes a person who wants to help protect and nurture the grove. They'd cut down the crooked sal saplings that were robbing the sap and throw them out. They'd clean up the interior of the grove and properly care for the straight, well-formed sal sapling. In this way, in due course, the sal grove would grow, increase, and mature. In the same way, mendicants, you too should give up what's unskillful and devote yourselves to skillful qualities. In this way, you'll achieve growth, improvement, maturity in this teaching and training. Once upon a time, mendicants, right here in Saudi, there was a housewife named Vedika. She had this good reputation. The housewife Vedika is sweet, even-tempered, and calm. Now Vedika had a bonded maid named Kali, who was skilled, tireless, and well-organized in her work. Then Kali thought, my mistress has a good reputation as being sweet, even-tempered, and calm. But does she actually have anger in her and just not show it? Or does she have no anger? Or is it just because my work is well organized that she doesn't show anger, even though she still has it inside? Why not? Or why don't I test my mistress? So Kali got up during the day. Vedika said to her, what the hell, Kali? What is it, madam? You're getting up in the day. What's up with you? What's up with you, girl? Nothing, madam. Nothing's up. You bad girl. You get up in the day. Angry and upset, she scowled. Then Kali thought, my mistress actually has anger in her. and just doesn't show it. It's not that she has no anger. It's just because my work is well organized that she doesn't show anger, even though she still has it inside. Why don't I test my mistress further? So Kali got up later in the day. Vedika said to her, "What the hell, Kali? What is it, madam? You're getting up later in the day. What's up with you, girl?" "Nothing, madam. Nothing's up. You bad girl. You get up later in the day." Angry and upset, she blurted out angry words. Then Kali thought, my mistress actually has anger in her and just doesn't show it. It's not that she has no anger. It's just because my work is well organized that she doesn't show anger, even though she still has it inside. Why don't I test my mistress further? So Kali got up even late in the day. Vedika said to her, "What the hell, Kali? What is it, madam? You're getting up even late in the day. What's up with you, girl?" "Nothing, madam. Nothing's up. You bad, nothing's up. You bad girl. But you get up even later in the day." Angry and upset, she grabbed a rolling pin and hit Kali on the head, cracking it open. Then Kali, with blood pouring from her cracked skull, denounced her mistress to the neighbors. "See, ladies, what the sweet one did. See what the even-tempered one did. See what the calm one did. How on earth can she grab a rolling pin and hit her only maid on the head, cracking it open, just for getting up late?" Then after some time the housewife Vedika got this bad reputation. The housewife Vedika is fierce, ill-tempered, and not calm at all. In the same way, a mendicant may be the sweetest of the sweet, the most even-tempered of the even-tempered, the calmest of the calm, so long as they don't encounter any disagreeable any disagreeable criticism. But it's when they encounter disagreeable criticism that you'll know whether they are really sweet, even-tempered, and calm. I don't say that a mendicant is easy to admonish. If they make themselves easy to admonish only for the sake of robes, alms, food, lodgings, and medicines, and supplies for the sick. Why is that? Because when they don't get robes, alms, food, lodgings, and medicine, and supplies for the sick, they are no longer easy to admonish. But when a mendicant is easy to admonish, purely because they honor, respect, revere, worship, and venerate the teaching, then I say that they are easy to admonish. So mendicants, you should train So mendicants, you should train yourselves. We will be easy to admonish, purely because we honor, respect, revere, worship, and venerate the teaching. That's how you should train. Mendicants, there are these 5 ways in which others might criticize you. Their speech may be timely or untimely, true or false, gentle or harsh, beneficial or harmful, from a heart of love or from secret hate. When others criticize you, they may do so in any of these ways. If that happens, you should train like this. Our minds will remain unaffected. We will blurt out no bad words. We will remain full of compassion. With a heart of love and no secret hate, we will meditate, spreading a heart of love to that person. And with them as a basis, we will meditate, spreading a heart full of love to everyone in the world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free from enmity and ill will. That's how we should train. Suppose a person was to come along carrying a spade and basket and say, I shall make this great earth be without earth. And they dig all over, scatter all over, spit all over, and urinate all over, saying, be without earth, be without earth. What would you think, mendicants? Could that person make this great earth be without earth? No, sir. Why is that? Because the great earth is deep and limitless. It's not easy to make it without earth. That person will eventually get weary and frustrated. In the same way, there are these 5 ways in which others might criticize you. Their speech may be timely or untimely, true or false, gentle or harsh, beneficial or harmful, from heart of love or from secret hate. When others criticize you, they may do so in any of these 5 ways. If that happens, you should train like this. Our minds will remain unaffected. We will blurt out no bad words. We will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. We will meditate, spreading a heart of love to that person, and with them as basis, we will meditate, spreading a heart like the earth to everyone in the world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. That's how you should train.
Ah, yeah, now you know what to do when you walk on the earth, when you have the earth, when you have a problem, you just look at the earth and you should say, I should be like the earth. This is what it is. All the 4 elements, when you see, you must make a resolve. I should be like that. Unshaken. No, whether people do harmful things to it or whether they worship and pray, the earth doesn't move. They take it both, everything good, bad, equanimously. So Buddha is saying, be like earth. Train to be like earth. So this is very easy, you every day you walk on it, you see it. When you are facing a problem all the time, somehow you're on the ground, unless you're on a flight. So you just have to ground yourself. Just reflect, I should be like earth. Easy. You can just then come back to that position, to train yourselves to be stable. So be like earth. That's the meditation you should do. Okay. Go ahead.
Suppose a person was to come along with dyes such as red, black, turmeric, indigo, or rose madder, and say, I shall draw pictures on the sky, making pictures appear there. What do you think, mendicant? Could that person draw pictures on the sky? No, sir. Why is that? Because the sky is formless and invisible. It's not easy to draw pictures there. That person will eventually get weary and frustrated. In the same way, there are these 5 ways in which others might criticize you. Suppose a person wants to come along carrying a blazing brass torch and say, I shall burn and scorch the river Ganges with this blazing brass torch. What do you think, mendicants? Could that person...
So if you be read again after that earth example, how Buddha said you must be like earth, you must train like to be earth. Here also the Buddha is saying you must be like the sky. No one can tarnish the sky, no one can defile it. Same way you should protect your mind, you should make it like the sky. You should not allow anyone to destroy it. No color should remain. So no grudges, no emotions. So we should protect ourselves like the sky that holds nothing. So you should not hold on to anything in your mind. You should just let it disappear. So dot 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 means that we have to go back up, but never mind. So we don't have to. Now Buddha is talking about the water element. Yes, okay, Buddha.
Suppose the person wants to come along carrying a blazing brass torch and say, I shall burn and scorch the river Ganges with this blazing brass torch. What do you think, mendicants? Could that person burn and scorch the river Ganges with blazing brass torch? No, right? Because the river Ganges is deep and limitless. It's not easy to burn and scorch it with a blazing grass torch. That person will eventually get weary and frustrated. In the same way, there are these 5 ways in which others might criticize you.
Okay, that's you have to go back to there again. What it means is, so the water, nothing can damage it. So you have to be like that. That's strong. Don't let anything damage you, anything destroy you. So you protect your mind. So see, it's a good meditation for you all to do. All the time you're with 4 elements. So when you're facing a problem, either you look at the earth and come to that reflection, or you look at the sky and come to that reflection, or you look at the water and then you come to that reflection. So it's like that. So you have to look into the 4 elements and bring up that reflection. I should be like that. No one can touch them. You know, they are unshaken. I should bring my mind to that state. So that is a meditation you should be practicing. Okay, Putta.
In the oh, sorry. Suppose there was a cat skin bag that was rubbed, well rubbed, very well rubbed, soft, silky, rid of rustling and crackling. Then a person comes along carrying a stick or a stone and says, I shall make this soft catskin bag rustle and crackle with this stick or stone. What do you think, mendicants? Could that person make the soft catskin bag rustle and crackle with that stick or stone? No, sir. Why is that? Because that catskin bag is rubbed, well rubbed, very well rubbed, soft, silky, rid of rustle and crackling. It's not easy to make it rustle or crackle with a stick or stone. That person will eventually get weary and frustrated. In the same way, there are five. There are these 5 ways in which those might criticize you. Their speech may be timely or untimely, true or false, gentle or harsh, beneficial or harmful, from heart of love or from secret hate. When others criticize you, they may do so in any of these ways. If that happens, you should train like this. Our minds will remain unaffected. We will blurt out no bad words. We will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. We will meditate spreading a heart of love to that person, and with them as a basis, we will meditate spreading a heart like a catskin bag to everyone in the world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free from enmity and ill will. That's how you should train. Even if low-down bandits were to sever your Marinvasi, do you want to explain about the bag?
Fasting. So all you have to understand is from this example, Buddha is saying, in all conditions, when you're facing all the vicissitudes, you should always try and remain, unaffected. When you're at home, read this at leisure, at your leisure, and get it to your mind. This is a good reminder for you, how you should face the world, how you should face the nasty words of others, how you should face the things that you don't like when those things happen to you, and also the things, you know, that you expect to happen that way. If that happens, how you should remain untouched, like that. So you have a train. So these qualities just don't come up like that. This is why they are called the paramis. You have to develop them. You have to train and develop. So this is the meditation in practice in your day-to-day life. So now Buddha is coming to the last bit. Yes, Buddha.
Even if low-down bandits were to sever your limb from limb, anyone who had a malevolent thought on that account would not be following my instructions. If that happens, you should train like this. Our minds will remain unaffected. We will blurt out no bad words. We will remain full of compassion, with a heart of love and no secret hate. We will meditate, spreading a heart of love to that person, and with them as a basis, we will meditate, spreading a heart full of love to everyone in the world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. That's
So
how
what
you
Buddha is saying, not
should.
just you should be bearing the ill words of others and not react to them, even if someone comes and hurts you physically. Buddha is saying, if someone comes and, you know, cut your limbs one by one with a chainsaw, you must not get angry with them. You must not have even secret hate towards them. You must remain unaffected. It's not an easy thing to do, but Buddha is saying you have to practice like that. You need to train yourself to come to that position. And Buddha is saying, so if you frequently reflect on this advice to this extent, when someone comes and even hurts you to the maximum, if you can remain silent and calm and with a heart full of love and compassion towards them and not react, then Buddha is saying, if you frequently reflect on this advice, the simile of the soul, do you see any criticism, large or small, that you could not endure? Unappointed. Yeah, yeah. No, sir. So, mendicants, you should frequently reflect on this advice, the simile of the soul. This will be for your lasting welfare and happiness. That is what the Buddha said. Satisfied, the mendicants were happy with what the Buddha said. Satara Mahadhatu Dakiddit, you have to reflect like that. And when you have to endure others' ill words, physical abuse, you are not to run to the human rights or to the police or to retaliate or to hit them back or to argue back with them. You are to practice this, not developing more and more ego and I'm the important one. Who are you to do this to me? See, Buddha didn't say all that. Fight for my rights. Nothing. We need to practice like Buddha is saying. So if we practice that way, there won't be any conflicts. There won't be any wars, any problems. We might get hurt. With that hurt, we might even die if someone comes and cut the limbs by bit by a chainsaw. But you know, when you die, you will have your mansion ready in the heaven because you didn't get angry, and you're even using that experience, you're developing loving kindness towards these enemies that you're hurting. So when you die, you will be up in the heaven. So you won the game anyway. They want to hurt you, they couldn't. If you had reacted, you will go to hell. you will be born in a hellish, with a hellish experience. But when you protect your mind like this is what it is. It can be painful, it can be miserable, but for even others to watch. But if you guard your mind, no one can hurt you really. So that's what it is. So Arahat is someone who really protected and guarded their mind to the level nothing can affect their mind. So no enemy can send them to any, bad place after the death or even here and now, because they have worked full time to guard their mind, and now they will live for the rest of the life peacefully and happily. And this is what Buddha is saying to everyone. This is what you all should practice. Only then we can find the true peace and happiness. Only when we are peaceful, we can be happy. This is how the true happiness will come, not by working full time until you drop dead, 70, 80, 90, 100. Work to find the money so you can have this luxury, that luxury. And you just can't bear a small word that said by some vicious person. You just can't bear some nasty thing that another person does to you. We jump up and down, upset, we cry, we get angry. So what's the point of having all the millions in the bank? This is the important thing for you all to understand. What brings you the most happiness is this self-training, this discipline, training the mind. So pay attention to this, take time and do it. So this is a meditation that you have to do throughout the day, 24 hours when you are awake. Whichever the position your body is, whether it's walking, standing, sitting, lying down, you have to practice this. No time, special time. Hope you understand what the Buddha's teaching is now. It's not just to talk, but it is to walk and talk, talk and walk. The both has to go together. Otherwise, we lose it. We can become Buddhists, only so-called Buddhists with the Buddhist banner. No peace in the heart. And so we will remain as like a non-Buddhist, even though we say a Buddhist. We call ourselves Buddhist, but we will have the heart of a non-Buddhist. So we just can't really මේක කාවත් රවට්ටන්න බෑ. අපිටම තමයි ප්‍රතිඵල හම්බ වෙන්නේ. ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කෙරුවොත් තමුන් දිනු. නිකන් නමට බෞද්ධය කී හිටියොත් ඉතින් ඒකේ ප්‍රතිඵලත් හම්බ වෙනවා ඉතින් කට්ටියට. ඔච්චර තමයි ඉතින්. Anything anyway, I have another Dhamma talk now at 8:30. But if you have a burning question that you can't think for yourself and get the answer, you can ask when you're practicing or from this sutta. If you have something, I can spend maybe another few more minutes. But after that, I think I will wind it down because I have another Dhamma talk. Does any of you have any question? How are you going with your practice? How's things?
Mehnaz, I have a question, but if it's not too important, you can answer it next time.
Okay.
Mehnaz, when I was reading the Sutta, when the Buddha was explaining like be like the earth, be like the Ganges, etc. What came to my mind was like, so if someone hits you, then there is some pain there. Then, on top of that, if you're going to get angry, then you have some self-created pain as well, isn't it? The someone hitting you, you couldn't prevent that, but then the the pain that you are self-creating, you can prevent. So to that extent, being angry is not useful,
Yeah.
or not in line with metta. I don't know. That's how I understood it.
Yeah, that is also one aspect. You can take it from that angle too. Anyway, when you get angry, it's damaging to oneself. It's not going to solve the problem. If you don't like to face the situation calmly, you can move away. But the main thing is not to react. React means not to get angry, not to develop any emotion. Anger is one type. If you develop any type of emotion, you have lost the game. So we have to train ourselves to face it with a calm mind, with equanimity. So always reflect. I must be like the earth. Whether people worship the earth or they go and destroy it, they throw the spit or the urine and then dirty it. But the earth don't scream, earth don't jump, earth don't, throw out that person from the earth. Same way, we must be so strong like the earth. That's what Buddha is saying here. Use these elements that you can see all the time to strengthen your mind. When you see them, it's so easy for you to do the meditation. They're in your face all the time with these elements. So you can use them as your teacher. That's what it is. You should use the environment as your teacher, all these 4 elements as your teacher. They are teaching you something silent. Buddha is showing that.
Thank you, Manuel, once again for explaining another wonderful sutra.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I think we can.
Kakachupama means simile of the soul. Kakachupama means kiyata. Okay, තේරුම තමයි කියතෙන් කැපුවත් තරහ ගන්න නැතුව ඉන්න ගන්නට මනස ගේන්න කියලා. That is another Jataka story called the Santivadi Jataka story. The Santivadi Bosat. Before Buddha became the Buddha, when he was a Bodhisattva, there was the Santivada Bodhisattva, the Tapasya. So some bandits came and did this thing. Like we were talking, they were cutting his limbs one by one, one by one. Oh, no, one king got angry with him. So the king was very angry with this Tapasa, and because the king was assaulting him and he was not reacting, so the king got more angry. So he kept ordering his the army to cut the limbs one by one, one by one. But the Santivada Tapasya kept saying, may you be well and happy, may you all be well and happy. And then he only had the chest and on the neck now. All the limbs being cut off, the legs, both legs gone, the hand is gone. He only has this stump now. And then he asked, aren't you angry still? He said, no. Then he put his boot on the chest and kept pressing and saying, aren't you angry? Then he said, no. And then when the Santivada Tapasya felt that he's going to die now, too much pressure on the chest, too much pain and everything, and he was getting closer to shed the last breath. And he said, king, who you are killing is someone with no anger at all. I wish you well. May you be well and happy. And he shed the last breath and he was born in a heavenly realm. But you can imagine what will happen if someone had to go through that torture. So this is what the Buddhism offers. So nothing is a real danger if you have a well-trained mind. And I heard once Dalai Lama was saying one of his monks escaped the Chinese, whatever that was going on. He escaped from prison and then he came to India. And the first thing he said to Dalai Lama when he asked, how are you? He said, I was getting very, very worried. So he asked, for what? And Dalai Lama thought it's like because their lives were at risk. But this monk said, to his amazement, well, I was about to lose my calmness. The anger was lurking. I was very, very worried about that. So that monk was very worried that he was losing his patience. Not about his losing his life or going through that torture. That's how important this patience to a Buddhist. Yep. Okay. So hope you all got the meaning and hope you all will practice. So while you are learning this about this Dasa Paramitta and all that, these are the qualities we need in our life. These are the meditations you must do. Not just sitting and watch a breath. If you by watching the breath can develop all these dasaparamis, you don't need these suttas. Buddha would have given that shortcut to the monks straight away. Look, don't do anything, just watch the breath. Just watch the stomach go up and down. What you call the bada pimbenoa hakilenoa balangin deko nahaya agata vela balangin dekila kiyanna tibunane. Look at these suttas, what Buddha is teaching. This is a training. You need to train your mind until the day that you can face all the vicissitudes of life without any reaction. You have to have imperturbable serenity of mind. This is how you train, not by watching the breath. So this is meditation, okay? So you need to practice this every day, every minute, every hour. And this teaching is, this sutta is a good one because it's all about the nature. So every time when you see the earth, you should remember this teaching. Every time you see the sky, you see water, you see all that, you should remember this. So you should remind yourself, I should be like this, I should be like that. And when you have a problem, look into the sky or to the earth or to the water or whatever. Then this teaching will come to you quickly and it will tell you, don't react, remain calm, be like earth, be like the sky, be like the river, be like this. So to do that, for it to come automatically, first you need to practice. So when you walk on earth, practice, I must be like earth, like that. When you see the sky, don't just gaze on the sky and have all these thoughts coming and coming. And no, you should reflect on what Buddha said to you. When you look at a river, you should reflect on what Buddha taught you. So then next time when you have a problem, when these things are around, it will naturally come to you and it will help you to remain, in that core, in that middle, in that stable position, and then not react, but respond. It's not about we running away from the life. We can't. No one can run away from the life. We all have to face the old karmic karma pala vipaka and what you do now. The karma pala vipaka we have to face, and who you associate with, that will have a great influence on what you're going to experience in your day-to-day life. All these compounding things. So we can't run away. We have to face, but learn to face with serenity, with peace, with that stillness in the mind. So you can remain as a happy person in the midst of all vicissitudes of life. And that's the whole point of this Buddha's teachings. Buddha wants us to be so strong to the level that we can live happily in the midst of all vicissitudes of life. So the corona time is a good time, to test you. It's testing you. So make sure you still remain, untouched by that, but you do out of love, compassion, whatever you have to do, you do it, but not reacting to anything. Okay, so strengthen your mind, practice. Okay, so shall we bring the session to an end? because I have to log into the other Zoom. So, are you all okay if I finish it?
Yes, many answer. You
Okay.
can finish now.
Yes,
Okay.
many answer. Much merit, many answer.
Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's share the merits. So whatever the merits that we generated today by purifying our mind and by deepening our understanding, all that good positive energy, let's share it with devas and with departed friends and relatives and everyone who is waiting to partake in these merits, and also with all beings. May all of them benefit from these merits. From wherever they are, if they are watching, may they find peace of mind and happiness, may they settle. And if they are in a bad state, may these merits bring causes and conditions for them to find a good birth in a better existence. And if they are in a good existence, may they be able to follow the Dhamma, penetrate into the noble truths, and attain Nibbana as soon as possible. They be free from all kinds of physical and mental suffering and attain the bliss of Nibbana. Also, let's share this, let's make the aspiration that may all the merits that we generated today bring us causes and conditions for us to not to associate with the foolish and the wicked, but to find the association with the good and the wise until we attain Nibbana. Also, let's make the aspiration that may these merits that we generated today, this understanding, help us to penetrate into the Four Noble Truths and to attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Okay, and I also would like to especially share merits with Dr. Lalit and Fern, and then also with Sutta and with all of you. And that's a call. So I like to share merits with all of you who logged in today. May all of you and your parents, your teachers, and your children, your siblings, your relatives, your friends, and everyone. May everyone benefit from these merits, and may all of you find good health and long life, and may all of you find success in all the good endeavors and all the good aspirations. May they come true. And one fine day, may you all be able to penetrate into the Four Noble Truths and attain Nibbana as soon as possible. May you all be well. Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvarno Sukam Balang Ayurarogi Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Imina Te Samejjatu. Supateva.
It was